Those are descriptions that can be discriminatory. I'm sure all of us, we came across, we hear our friends describing people differently. So think about the words you use when you're describing people. Because it can also be racism. It can be what we call heterosexism. It can be a word we call ableism, ageism, or the old guy, or the very, very old guy, or the very young guy. This also can be discriminatory, discriminating to people based on their age, their gender, their sex, their sexual orientation, their religion, their political belief. All these are languages that we have to be very careful. I want you also to think about these two words. You guys talked about it here, culture, but also diversity as in difference. What is different from us? What makes us different from each other? You can be from the same mother and the same father and be very different, totally different. Totally different. As I say, I'm from a family of 22 brothers, sisters and brothers. I'm the only one who have a university degree. And I know some of my brothers and sisters, they studied very hard, but they just couldn't get there. It doesn't mean that I'm better than them. It just means I'm lucky. Thanks to God. Quickly, culture, it is a mix of ideas. It is beliefs. It is values. It is behaviors, attitude. It is our knowledge and tradition. But culture is from a group. Usually it is a group that have a culture together. And culture is transmitted. It is not something that just stays here. We pass culture from one to another. So it changed. It changed a lot. I can't even count how many cultures I have in me. Depending if I go to a country, I know I changed totally. When I went to Thailand and we were walking on the border with Burma, I remember we had a problem with the military on the other side. They were very angry and everyone was shouting and saying, "This is not right, you're breaking human rights." And I look at those guys on the border, they just sit and keep quiet and watch us. I think to myself, Musa, you have to learn something here. Here you are angry and screaming, insulting them, and they just sit and they watch you. So I look at my team and I say, everyone. So yeah, I say, shut up and leave. Everyone left. I took a book and I sat down, crossed my legs, and sit there. 1 hour later, one of the officers came and said to me, "Hey, you, black guy." I say, "Yeah." He said, "Why you just sit quiet?" I said, "Huh?" He said, "Why you don't scream like all these people?" I said, "Black guy doesn't have a voice." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I don't have a voice because I want wisdom, and I am exchanging my voice against wisdom. I want to learn why you guys are so quiet, why people are insulting you." He says, "We are Buddhist. We have respect for life and patience for everything. For us, time is nothing. We are very patient." And he said, "Well, you have been doing the same thing." I said, "Because I just copy from you." So this is culture. Their culture is to be patient. And everyone can learn from it. And that day I learned. But let me tell you about another element. I want to tell you this because I'm going to give you this presentation. Is this one. All of you, I'm sure you have heard that culture. There is things you see in culture and things you don't see. These are the things you see. The food, the clothes, the language, the physical features, like is the guy right-handed, left-handed, and so on. But there is things you don't see. Those are the values, the beliefs, the attitude, the perceptions, the assumptions, and the communication style. This you don't see it. When I was 16, I remember this, and this I always tell this story. I was sitting in a bus in Senegal. When I came in the bus, you know when you are a teenager, so you wear those crazy clothes, and I came and I sat there, and two women was talking, and one of them said, "Oh my God, look at these boys. These boys from the Wolof is an ethnic group, or these boys from the Wolof ethnic group are very bad. They are on drugs." She said that the boys from the Wolof ethnic group are on drugs, they are liars, they are thieves, they are very bad. But she was speaking in another language to her friend. And I sat there and I'm saying, "Oh my God, this is terrible." So I kept quiet until I got to my bus stop. I stood up and passing by them, I said, "Assalamu alaikum, mother." I said, "Wa alaikum salam, my son." I said, "Thank you so much for what you say." "You speak the language?" I said, "Well, I'm just thinking about my mother. She must be hurting when you accuse her son to be a drug dealer. So I wish your son will never have the same humiliation like me today." The woman, she just grabbed me and said, "You don't get off this bus until you forgive me." And she took money and said, "Please forgive me." So I told her, "Well, Ma, gossip is not good. Gossip will always put you in trouble." And she said, "But you don't look like us. How do you speak our language?" I said, "Well, I speak 7 of them. So always remember what you say." So those are the things we have to be mindful because we don't see them. And believe me, I caught so many people like this over the years around the world. I take planes and people are speaking French, thinking I don't speak. I'm the president of the Francophone Federation of Victoria. Or they speak German. Or they speak Afrikaans from South Africa. Or they speak other languages. When you have traveled and lived in many countries, you learn. And when you are young, language is very easy. So let's think about this. Those are the things people don't see. Skills and things that we have gained and people don't see. But there is another element I want to quickly finish with it. It is what we call diversity. Diversity is all the differences, the way we are different from each other. It can be just being a male, a female. It can be being black or white. It can be being tall, short. It can be anything. When you're talking about human rights, you're talking about people differences. And diversity, I want to say it is like this. There is things in your diversity that you can't change. Like you can't change your color, your race. You can't change your age. If you are 40 today, you are 40. Maybe tomorrow you will be 40, one day, few hours. But right now, your age is your age. You can't change it. You can't change your ethnicity. You can't change your ability. What you can do and what can't you do physically, you can't. I said this one presentation. Someone said, "No, you can't." And we had a dialogue on this. And here is how I did it, to convince him that he can't. I said to him, "Okay." And I put like this. And here is a paper, and it is very easy. And I said, "Okay, we put a sickle here. You take a knife, and I say you close your eyes. do it. No, I can't do it. I say, well, you say you can change. I say, we're going to take a real knife. I went to the kitchen and I took a knife and the cord and I locked. And I say, now, you're going to breathe 3 times I hear you, and you will be the one to do it. And me, I put my 2 hands. Someone else did it for 5 minutes. When he finished, I say, you agree that we are not the same? He say yes. But now, small exercise for you guys. Do like this.
But I don't agree with you.
I know. Do like this then. No, here. You see, look. 2 fingers. Good. You see, everyone can do this. Everyone can do it?
Yes.
Good. Now, no, wait. Here. Now you're going to do like this. Come on.
It did not come.
Huh? Well, it is why I say we are not the same.
I agree.
You agree now? So those are things, and I'm sure each of you can do some things that I can't do.
Is that called aptitude?
Ability.
Okay.
So there is things we can do, there is things we can't do. He was very good when he said, there is capabilities. There is things that men can do, there is things that women can do. There are things that women can do, men can't do. And there are things that men can do, women can't do. This is your ability. Now imagine if you are discriminated based on your ability. So imagine if I decide, I say, okay, the people who are going to be my friends are only people who can do this. And I will get all of you together. And then I say, okay guys, now the only people who are going to come to UVic will be the people who can do like this. I don't want it like this. I want it okay. So think about those things. So those are the things I want you to think about, because we all are different. There is things we can do, there is things we can't do. But let me quickly finish. Now we're going to talk about human rights. The things that make you different are exactly the things that are human rights. And if you break human rights, in many countries in the world, you get in trouble. In Canada, it can cost you lots. So, your race, as you see here, what is your diversity? Your race can be a problem. In Canada, you can't discriminate people based on their race. You can't discriminate people based on their color of skin, or their ancestry, or their ethnicity. You can't discriminate people based on their place of origin. A school can't say in Canada, oh, sorry, we can't take you because you are from Saudi Arabia. No, this will be human rights issue. You can't discriminate people based on their political belief. Also on their religion. You can't say to someone, oh, we're not going to employ you because you are Muslim or because you are Christian. One of the most striking examples I had being a Muslim in Canada was when I used to work in Vancouver my first year. It was Ramadan, and I will be working until 4 o'clock. The first day I worked until 6 o'clock. I didn't even go home. I didn't even take a break. Because I just say, there is no point to take a break. So the second day, around 4:30, my executive director came in my office. She knocked the door. I say, yes. She came in. She said, Musa, here. She said, I want you to pack your stuff and go home. I say, oh, are you firing me? She said, no. You have been working until 4:30. You are a Muslim. I want you to go home and have a rest and get ready for your food. And I was like, what you say? And she repeated it. Why you are so, mindful about me and my religion? She said, well, when it is Christmas for Christian, they take the day off. So when it is day off for Muslim, I want you to take it off. So can you imagine how this made me feel? My respect for this woman until now is like this. But that means someone has educated her about our religion. So your duty is to educate people. So I want you to also think about either you are a student at UVic or in any Canadian institution, you have to think about human rights and you have to respect this. But you have also to educate people so that they respect your human rights. Because I usually say what is in human right, it is human and right. The most important in human right, it is not the right, it is the human. This is one of the last things I want you to remember. The most important in human right, it is the word human. You know why?
Why?
Because the word human is the one who have a culture.
I didn't think that.
The human is the one who have a religion. The human is the one who is have diversity.
But how about humans killed in Syria?
Yeah, but you see.
Not goals, not benefit for human rights, I think.
Yeah, you see.
So sad.
It is very sad. But if
But
you respect
didn't
human,
work because it's Muslims, I think you didn't work on human rights. Because every day it's like a child, it's a child and a woman, it's female, it's killed.
Yeah. Why
That's
do you
so
think they are
sad.
killed?
I
Why
think
they think?
no goals, I think, for about human rights.
Yeah. So it is not human right.
What?
I mean, do you think that in Syria they respect human right or not?
I don't know.
No? Good. If Syrian people, if Syrian government could just respect the human being,
Yeah.
they will not kill anyone. So what I'm saying is here.
But you said human it's first. I
Huh?
think no.
What did I say?
The human is first.
Yes,
But I
because
think
why?
no, because
I totally agree with you.
yeah.
It is difficult when you see people doing this to human, that to think a human comes first. But if I respect you and think about you as a human being,
Not just in Canada, I think, but it's in all the world, no.
well, it is a good point.